Hiya, my name is Frizzy. Welcome back to another episode of What the Actual Crap Is She Doing This Time? Designing another character because I had a lot of fun with it, and actually you guys seemed fairly interested in the characters in this, I don't know, franchise. Can I call it a franchise? I think I can. Today, we have a new character, and his name is Fearless. His name is Fearless. Fearless does not have any concept art, so that's all he's got. I don't have much to yap about, so yeah, okay, let's get into it. His concept is that he is a knight. I think just because I had a phase where I liked drawing armor. I really like blocking out character concepts like this. There's something that's very satisfying about it. I wanted him to have a sort of soft, bottom-heavy silhouette. So Fearless's personality is a lot more like friendly, and I don't know how to say it other than like, he's not dumb. He's not dumb, but like a lot softer and friendlier than Corvus. Corvus is very pragmatic, almost to a point where it's almost like too pragmatic, like, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't kill people, well. And Fearless is a very sweet guy. All I know is that he's baby, and he's got curly brown hair. I don't know what it is about little guys, but something about when I see a little guy, I just think, give him a ponytail. It's like, I see a little man and I'm like, guards! Give that little man a ponytail! And so I do, and because it's my character, I get to do what I want. I think that's why Mika's character design appeals to me. That's probably why I was able to draw him so many times. I did decide to actually draw armor for this, and I had a few references, but part of me wonders if maybe I didn't do quite enough research. Like, the armor makes sense to me, but like, does it make sense at all? Something about his profile, I wanted to make sure that it had a contrast to Corvus. For example, you look at Corvus's face. Corvus has a very angular face. Corvus's face is not as friendly as Fearless. Fearless has a very soft and roundish face. It isn't often that I design outfits like this, or that I have like time to spend like this much time on it, because like I will address that as this is going. I haven't uploaded in like 4 weeks. It's been a hot minute. I dropped dead from illness, and then holidays. The holidays were wild. Yeah, I was mostly sick, and then there was parties happening, like boom, 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 one after the other, just parties. There's actually still a party this week that I've got to go to, and then I'll finally be done with parties, and I could just like, things will be back to normal. Like we've already started doing school again, but like wild. I struggled with this drawing in particular so much. I don't know what it was about his face. Usually I don't have trouble drawing like viscerally friendly looking characters, but Fearless, for some reason, he just looked a little weird. He also looked like a little too big. He's like supposed to be kind of small. You can see how I like compared his silhouette to Corvus's, because Corvus is very tall. I don't know that Fearless is that short, but he's definitely shorter than Corvus by a good amount. There is, I think, 2 more characters in this little franchise thing, and I know that Fearless is very loyal. He's very kind, and his kind of purpose in the story is to be a contrast to Corvus. So Corvus is very cold, very, overly pragmatic. What do you call that? What do you call like pragmatic, but like in a sort of negative sense? Cynical. Yeah, he's like cynical and so practical that it's almost scary. And Fearless, as like in contrast to that, is very self-sacrificing, very warm and friendly, and willing to help people. I'm not sure exactly how he comes to meet Corvus, because I was thinking, so Corvus gets like, they're like, all right, so you go do thing now. Still don't know what thing is. I think it has something to do with like, I think maybe Corvus's kingdom is dying. They send him out. They're like, you're the chosen one. You're gonna save our kingdom. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna save the kingdom. But he doesn't know where to start, because he's actually kind of sheltered. He doesn't know anything outside of his own castle, basically. Fearless, I think, is probably gonna be the first one he meets. And of course, Fearless is like, oh, where are you from? Are you lost? And he's like, peasant, I require guidance, or whatever. Fearless is like, okay, like willing to help, but like, what is this guy? But Fearless, being the little sweetheart cutie patootie that he is, will be like, yeah, okay, whatever, man, I'll help you out. I'm thinking he has a princess. I don't know if, because like I mentioned that in the last video that Corvus was exiled at first, and he's not anymore. But what if the princess and her bodyguard, her knight, are exiled? At first I was thinking, okay, maybe Fearless is exiled, he's out in the woods, and just kind of being a sort of Robin Hood-ish, but like less stealing and more just helping people. But then if he was out there, because like the princess character has existed, but if he was just exiled, why would he still care about protecting the princess, unless the princess was also exiled? So that's my thinking on that. Maybe Fearless is traveling with his princess. Corvus comes upon them and is like, greetings, peasants of the yonder realm. Peasants. I require information. Certainly, sir. Are you lost? Hardly. Simply that this land of yours is counterintuitive in arrangement. So, you're lost. Maybe Princess will be the next one. If you guys are interested, let me know. There was positive comments on the last video. Do you guys like this one? Maybe Princess will be the next one. That sounds like fun to me. I will say, these poses were very difficult for me to figure out. I think at this point, I was very slow. Although I am very happy with how these concepts like turned out, I do feel like they were just a little bit like, they just took so long. He does look very friend-shaped, at least in my opinion. I am a sucker for little ponytails. I don't know why. They make me smile. They make me happy. I just like them. This is probably the most intricate armor design I've ever done as well. I just hope that it actually makes sense. In my head, it makes sense. I don't know if armor was ever actually like this. I just like the way it looks, and it makes sense to me. Like, so I just hope that works. If it doesn't, then that's embarrassing. At the end of this, after finishing all the concept art, Fearless, or sorry, oh my word. That is one problem with their names. Fearless and Corvus, like, they both end with S, and that bothers me the slightest bit, but I'm not willing to let go of either name, so I'm keeping it that way. I don't know, I feel like I'm less attached to Corvus, but I still want to keep Corvus, so. But at the end of that, I wanted to make it so that it was a bit more colorful, because the black and white did fit Corvus, but for Fearless, I wanted something a bit more friendly looking than the just black and white. So after that, we moved on to, you know what, the illustration. This one also took a while, but not nearly so long as the concept art. I actually did end up going with the first concept of what I wanted to draw here, which was just him on a horse. He's facing like the same way as Corvus was in his concept art. I did that on purpose. I think I'm gonna make all like the main characters, because I have like 4 main characters. Corvus is like the protagonist, like the main character, and then we have Fearless, and then we have the other 2 characters who I'm not gonna say because that's called showbiz. I think I'm gonna make illustrations of them all facing like one way. I don't know, some kind of a symbolism. You can interpret that however you like. I was also thinking that everyone has like a color because I like doing that. So Corvus is orange, Fearless is blue, and then we have a green one, and I think we're gonna have a yellow one. I think the other 2 characters are gonna be green and yellow, but we'll see. Something I like about pointy-eared characters is the ones that specifically have like the kind of downturned ears. I don't know why, but I think that like is a very like, I just like the feeling of that. I also like the ones that go like way up. I don't know, something about it just like it appeals to me. First time drawing a horse, I think. Well, maybe not the first time ever. First time like fully illustrating a horse. Maybe I'm a sucker for knight characters, but like the armor, just I like it. I love his design, and I think I like him. He's got too soft of eyes. He's gonna get called baby, but like I like him as baby. If you can hear wrinkling, that's because I currently have like it's not an ice pack, but it's like a gel cold pack on my head, because your girl slammed her face into a hecking bookshelf, which hurts like a galloping piano, I'll have you know. It is not a fun time. I'm icing it because it hurts. Turns out when you walk around in the middle of the dark, when you've just moved your furniture, you have a good chance of slamming your head into a bookcase. So that's fun. Anyway, I decided to go a little more heavy-handed on the background this time, even though I'm not really comfortable drawing backgrounds. I wanted a sort of majestic field, rolling hills, sunrise. I will say I'm quite proud of how like the hill turned out. I think I change it a lot later, but like, he just looks so majestic. What a beautiful boy. Something about the aesthetic of like the deep dusty blue and then the very warm cream color. I love that. It's such a good color scheme. You know, we talked about a good color scheme as well as orange and blue. This is still kind of orange and blue, but it's so good. I need a name for his horse because I'm thinking that horse is gonna be its own character as well. I'm feeling it's a she. Oh no. Dude, he's kind of like Link. No, Link isn't as talkative or openly friendly as Fearless. You know, they're different characters. Just because he's got pointy ears, earrings, and a ponytail, and is a knight, and guards a princess, and rides a horse. You know what? You can dumb down a lot of characters to that. You know what? No one's mad. It's just me. I'm the only one that's mad. That is some like obscure trauma for me back in the day. All of my characters, they were compared to Link because they looked like Link, and that drove me up the wall. I was like, my characters don't look like Link. They kind of did though. I just want to put that out there. They're kind of right though. I'm actually quite happy with how like the rendering on his hair turned out. If for some reason it's giving like Minecraft skin at first there, but like it works out in the end. He's got the most beautiful blue eyes. Oh my word, Link has blue eyes too. Okay, you know what? Whatever, it's fine. Finishing up the background, adding some, you know, trees, a sun, clouds. Oh, dude, I know how to draw clouds, and it makes me so happy to draw them because they're like one of the few things that I know how to draw or / paint and whatever. I like drawing clouds. So pretty. Because Corvus got his own little like quote thing, I wanted to give every character their own little quote thing, right? So Corvus got "Forth our prince," right? So I wanted one for Fearless too, but that took me like so long to figure figure out. My sister came in and we literally like talked about nothing 30 minutes until we eventually I ended up because she didn't help. I just want to put that out there. So we ended up with Gilded Heart and Noble Nature, because Gilded Heart kind of like, you know, heart of gold kind of something there, something because I liked the sound of it. I kind of like the sort of storybook aesthetic of his character, and I wanted something similar to that. We ended up with this. I'm actually really happy with it. It makes me so happy to look at it. It looks like children's fairy tale storybook aesthetic. I love Fearless. Maybe I'm biased because he's just a little guy, but I love him. I think he's a beautiful boy. That's it, I think. How are you all doing? I know it's been weeks. I know. You know how it goes. It comes and goes. I'll upload like for a few weeks in a row, and then I'll disappear, and then I'll come back from the dead and be like, psych! You thought I was gone, didn't you? Anyway, drink water, don't die, and go to sleep sometime. And with that, I bid you farewell, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!